Aquarius, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for November 14th to the 20th, 2016. I'm Athen, and this channel is about using the actual constellations in the sky known as Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different, which means your sign might be different, and you'll want to watch this for the right sign. All right, so Aquarius, this week we have a full moon kicking off the week, and this is going to be right on the cusp here between your fourth house and your third. Okay, so this is a sort of status check time of the week, and also a cultivating week in terms of anything you started 6 months ago relating to your home, family, or location, or maybe your health could be at a high point, at least in terms of where now you have more awareness and you can continue to put energy into that area. The other side is your third, which is about the mental side of things, learning, reading, writing, exchanging. Great time to do a status check. Ask yourself, how is this more practical stuff going in your life? It's intellectual stuff. How's your communications going in your life? And continuing to cultivate those things, specifically if there's been anything in particular that you started 6 months ago regarding that. All right, so that's the full moon. This early part of the week, we do have Mercury sextiling up to Mars, suggesting a bit of flow and harmony here. Mars has been in your 12th house, suggesting that it's a time for you to really get things done in a more receptive way and maybe get some rest, some relaxation. But this is like the spiritual warrior where, yeah, you can get things done. It can be very active. There can be a lot of momentum, but it'll be because you've taken a step back, or you're very present with it, or you're meditating. You know, it's this listening and going with the current of life that can be the way of getting things done at the moment. So that's the Mars. This is also in terms of Mars, the dispositor of Aries, this full moon, suggesting that this is also a high point with your spiritual side, you know, and it's through developing your spiritual side, I think you can find more being cultivated there with the full moon. Also, Venus, who rules Taurus, is in your 11th. There's a lot to be connecting with friends or your network circles right now, or can be. And if it's not more social like that, then maybe it's your future aspirations, all right, your hopes and wishes for the future. There's a lot to attract there, a lot to connect to with that. And it's through cultivating those future things and connecting with your networks that it can be facilitating this full moon also. And yeah, this Mercury sextiling up to Mars, maybe some things flowing with behind the scenes activities and the career stuff, quite possibly. You know, this is going to be a mixed thing. Mercury, we'll talk more about that for the second half, but this first half, maybe things are flowing a bit with the career. It's a really good time to maybe do some exchanging of ideas or really getting into the mental side of the career and really diving deep with it, which is always the case for you with Scorpio there. But this has been an important area, you know, your career. And I say career in terms of it can be anything productive, right? Your productive life. Taking that stuff seriously, being patient with it still, of course. But now Mercury can come in here and you can, I think, learn quite a bit about it and really dive deep with it and get into the practical side of it. All right, so that's the first half. And then about midweek around Thursday, we do have a conjunction with the South Node and Neptune, which does suggest what I've been talking about, this change. And this is very important for you Aquarians because it's in your first house. And so it's a really good week to make some change with you, to make some change with your life, very generally speaking. All right, that's the first house. And particularly with, if you can feel like, you know, first of all, this whole time period, this year and next year, has really been emphasizing relationships for you. It's been a really good time for you to be cultivating new relationships and existing relationships. But in order to do that, of course, we do have to make changes with the self. We have to have independence, first of all. We have to have a good connection with what our personal wants are and our personal needs. We have to get active. We have to have goals and ambitions and things like that. So if you've been feeling like those things relating to yourself have been taken to an over extreme, then maybe it's time to bring some balance back to this, make some changes there so you can have a healthy sense of self, healthy self-awareness, healthy independence. And vice versa, though, and I think it'll probably be more like this second thing for a lot of you because it's the South Node, which draws energy out, is if you're feeling like this, not enough attention on self, not enough attention on your personal needs, and that kind of thing in your independence, maybe making some changes there that's necessary. Because again, relationships require us to have good personal needs, good boundaries, good independence, good awareness of who we are, and vice versa. We can't know who we are and This isn't meant to be like mental who we are, like a category or a box or a label. I'm talking about connecting to your being. But there's a practical side to all of this, and this is embodying that being with acceptance, with unconditionality, with going with the flow. And that's really what's being changed. But yeah, we can't have healthy relationships without healthy self, and we can't have healthy self without relationships in our life. So it's all about bringing balance back to this area, where I think it can be really emphasized is with the changes to the self. Okay, changes to the independence there. So that's that conjunction. Right after that, like I said, Mercury is going to be in a square. We'll be squaring up to that conjunction, which does suggest this, awareness. Make sure we're not overreacting or reacting to anything in the whole relationship, career, or self-oriented side of things. But maybe there are some changes, again, that can be made that may be uncomfortable, because the square is about taking action. It is about initiating things. And so maybe there's some changes with the career, some things you can initiate with the career to make some change here, to bring some balance back to these areas, along with, again, the self and your independence there. Okay. So right after that, though, Venus does form a sextile up to it. So it's got easy support. It's got a supportive element to it. And this is that Venus, again, in your 11th, helping you connect to your friends and network circles and community. And again, maybe those personal aspirations of yours, hopes and wishes for the future. These are supportive things that I think you can find as an opportunity to help make those changes in those areas. Now, things are certainly moving forward in that area relating to you. I do want to mention that Neptune is going direct this weekend. It'll take some time for him to gain speed, but things are certainly shifting. And what's being brought back into balance this second half of the week is, again, a greater spiritual connection to you. So that, there's no labels, no mental constructs to limit yourself, because that's just the mental noise, but connecting to your beingness and really, too, having more faith and acceptance in life. All right, that's also what I think is going to come about from this as a result. But we do have to be aware of any over extremes with Neptune, right? If we are fantasizing or idealizing or escaping life or reality. Or maybe there's just not enough energy, too lethargic, too apathetic. All right, so this is the kind of change we're talking about, and I think it's a really good week to make those changes. Often we know what changes need to be made, and it's just, and it's more of a matter of seeing the reality and making those changes. All right, so Aquarius, the way I would sum up this week is that right at the beginning we have a full moon. There's this high point now with the home, location, family, perhaps, maybe health, gaining some awareness about this and moving those things forward, as well as the importance of communication, learning, exchanging in life, the practical stuff, and maybe even with your siblings, moving some things forward there, those relationships, if you have siblings in your life. But anyways, there's that full moon, then midweek, that conjunction, which is, again, freeing you up. It's actually helping you have more acceptance, more peace in your life by bringing some changes to your life so that you can have a greater sense of self, greater independence, and cultivate those personal needs in a healthy way. All right, so Aquarius, have a fantastic week. Thank you for watching. See you next week.